Hey everyone, ready to dive into some serious inner strength today?
I am.
We're going to be looking at Andrew Huberman's ideas about building what he calls immense inner strength.
Yeah.
That ability to push past limits,
Mhm.
whether it's for a marathon, a big project, or just a tough day.
Exactly.
We always hear mind over matter, but what's really happening in our brains when we dig deep?
Oh, Huberman goes way beyond just willpower.
Oh, for sure.
He points to a specific part of the brain,
Okay.
the anterior midcingulate cortex, or AMIC.
The AMIC.
It's key for grit and endurance.
I got to be honest, I've never even heard of the AMIC.
Most people haven't, but
Real?
yeah. There's this neurosurgeon at Stanford, Joe Parvisi.
Okay.
He's done some incredible research.
Sure.
It shows that when this area is stimulated, people actually anticipate a challenge coming,
Wow.
and they get this urge to overcome it.
Like it's already built in.
Like our brains are prepped for resilience.
So if we use this part of the brain more, does it actually get stronger?
That's exactly what the research suggests.
Like a muscle.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The AMIC is super adaptable. The more you push through challenges, the stronger those connections in that area become.
So you build that mental toughness, huh?
It's like building mental toughness on a neurological level.
I like it.
And this applies to all kinds of challenges, not just physical ones.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So how do we actually tap into that AMIC power? Huberman talks about setting these mental milestones.
Right.
Does that tie into this whole thing?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Think about it.
Yeah.
When you hit a milestone, even a small one, you get that little surge of satisfaction, right?
You do.
That's dopamine, along with epinephrine and norepinephrine flooding your system.
Okay.
It's like a reward signal.
Yeah.
It tells your brain, keep going, you're on the right track.
It's like a runner's high.
Exactly.
Huberman mentions Courtney Dauwalter,
Oh, yeah.
an amazing ultramarathoner.
Incredible athlete.
She breaks down these insanely long races into smaller goals.
Right. Instead of focusing on the whole daunting task ahead,
Yeah.
you break it down into manageable chunks.
Makes sense.
Each milestone, boom, triggers that dopamine rush.
That's cool.
And physiologically, it primes you to push further.
So it's not just mental.
It's not just mental, it's physical too.
Yeah.
And this is a strategy anyone can use, whether you're writing a thesis or cleaning out your garage.
So we're changing our brain chemistry for the better.
We are.
Not just about feeling good.
Yeah.
It's about pushing past those tough moments too, right?
Exactly.
Like when we're dealing with pain.
This is where things get really interesting.
Okay.
Huberman dives into this idea.
Yeah.
Pain isn't just physical. It's an emotion, a thought,
Interesting.
processed by the brain.
We all know pain is real, but how does thinking about it differently actually help?
Well, Huberman talks about the work of Dr. Sean Mackey,
Okay.
a pain researcher at Stanford.
Right.
His research uses brain imaging
Oh, cool.
to show how our thoughts and focus can actually change how pain is experienced in the brain.
So wild.
Sometimes focusing on the pain can make it worse,
That makes sense.
but other times, surprisingly, it can make it feel less intense.
So it's not just gritting our teeth and bearing it.
No, it's about understanding that our perception of pain is complex.
Okay.
Take something like a cold plunge.
Oh, yeah.
That initial shock is definitely uncomfortable.
For sure.
Some people find that leaning into the sensation helps them get through it,
Right.
while others need to distract themselves.
Interesting.
It's about finding what works for you,
Right.
realizing you have more control over your experience than you think.
Okay, so mindset is huge.
It is?
But what about those times when we're just stuck?
Yeah.
Procrastinating, lacking motivation?
Huberman talks about something called limbic friction.
Limbic friction, what's that all about?
It's that battle in our brains between wanting to do something and not wanting to do it.
Oh, I know that feeling.
Like you're being pulled in two directions.
For sure.
We've all been there.
Absolutely. So how do we break free? More cold plunges.
Well, Huberman's suggestion might surprise you.
Okay.
He says to break out of a motivational slump, try doing something harder than the thing you're avoiding.
Harder?
It sounds counterintuitive,
It does.
but it's about strategically using discomfort
Oh,
to
interest.
shift your brain chemistry.
So it's like shocking your system into action.
In a way, yes.
Wow.
Cold exposure is one example.
Okay.
It causes a dip in dopamine, but then a faster rebound, which can kickstart your motivation.
Interesting.
It's not about punishment.
Right.
It's about understanding how to leverage discomfort to your advantage.
I like that.
Yeah. Taking control instead of letting procrastination win.
I like that.
But this isn't just about like one-time motivation bursts.
Right.
Huberman's big on building these consistent routines for long-term resilience.
So like those everyday habits that add up.
Exactly.
What does he actually do?
He's all about a structured approach, but flexible too.
Gotcha.
Prioritizes sleep, hydration, movement, nutrition.
All that good stuff.
All the foundation.
Yeah, we know it's important, but
Right.
does he have some like super strict, intense regimen?
Actually, no.
Oh, really?
He emphasizes consistency over intensity.
Okay.
Pretty manageable workout routine, few hours a week.
Mm.
But he focuses on functional movements.
Okay, what does functional even mean for workouts?
Think compound exercises.
Like what?
Squats, deadlifts, presses.
Oh, okay.
Those moves that engage multiple muscle groups at the same time.
So you're working a lot at once.
Yeah, he's going for overall strength and endurance.
Not just like big muscles.
Not just for show.
Right, right.
Real life strength.
I like that.
Yeah.
So what about his diet? Super strict there too.
A whole unprocessed foods. That's his thing.
Okay.
Prioritizing protein, healthy fats, complex carbs.
Makes sense.
But he's not fanatical about it.
So balance is key.
Balance is key.
He does mention this physiological sigh technique.
Oh, yeah.
Have you tried that?
It's so simple.
What is it?
2 quick inhales, 1 long exhale. Quick way to calm your nervous system.
Really?
Reduce stress. Recenter yourself.
Just from breathing.
Like a mini reset button for your brain and body.
I like that.
It's pretty cool.
See, that's what I love about Huberman's approach. It's not about deprivation
Right.
or pushing through the absolute limit.
Yeah.
It's about working with your biology,
Exactly.
finding what works for you, building habits that, help you overall.
Sustainable habits.
Yes.
Sustainable.
Support your well-being.
Exactly.
And that takes us back to inner strength being a journey, right? It's not a destination.
Yeah.
It's a practice.
You keep working at it.
You cultivate it over time.
It's like we're training our nervous systems to be more resilient, right?
That's a great way to put it. Building those mental and emotional muscles.
Equipping yourself for those challenges.
Yeah, life's going to throw stuff at you.
Exactly. It's inevitable.
So it's not about being immune to stress or anything.
No.
It's about having the tools.
Right. To handle them effectively.
Okay, so bouncing back,
Adapting.
finding that strength when things get tough.
That's it.
This has been so insightful.
It really highlights how amazing we are.
In what way?
That capacity for growth
Yeah.
and resilience.
We all have it.
It's within each of us.
It's funny, thinking about all this dopamine and milestones stuff
Yeah.
makes me wonder if we've been thinking about motivation all wrong.
How so?
We always talk about, like, finding motivation.
Uh-huh.
Like it's out there somewhere waiting to be discovered.
Right.
But maybe it's more about creating the conditions for it to show up.
Oh, I see what you mean. Like
Yeah.
setting the stage.
Exactly.
Instead of waiting for inspiration.
Right.
You proactively set goals, break them down,
Yeah.
those milestones.
Yeah.
And then you celebrate the wins.
Exactly. Each win, even if it's tiny, it triggers that dopamine.
It does.
And suddenly you've got momentum.
It's like you build on each success.
Yeah.
Makes it easier to keep going.
And that can be super powerful, especially when you hit those moments of doubt
Oh, absolutely.
or resistance.
It's about understanding the science behind it
Yeah.
and using it to your advantage.
So it's not about being superhuman,
Right.
never feeling discouraged.
It's about having the tools
Yeah.
to handle the ups and downs.
And this all ties back to inner strength, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
It's not just physical toughness.
It's mental.
It's emotional.
Resilience.
Yeah.
Accepting that challenges are going to happen.
Right.
And that we can overcome them.
I love that. It's so hopeful.
It is.
We all have that capacity.
For inner strength.
Yeah, it's just about learning how to tap into it.
This deep dive has been amazing.
It has.
So where do we go from here?
I think it's about taking this knowledge and actually using it.
Yeah.
What are your personal cold plunges?
What do you mean?
Those things that challenge you, push you out of your comfort zone,
Okay.
but ultimately help you grow.
That's a great question for everyone listening.
Is
Find those things that, ignite your inner fire.
help you discover your own strengths.
Yeah. Love that.
It's a journey.
Of self-discovery.
And the best part is
What?
we get to take it every day.
This has been so inspiring.
It has.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into inner strength.
My pleasure.
And to everyone listening, remember, you have the power to create change,
You do.
achieve amazing things,
Keep exploring.
keep pushing those boundaries.
Keep believing in yourself.
Here's to a stronger, more resilient you.
Cheers to that.
That's a wrap for today's deep dive.